Hello, my name is Maksym Kharchenko. I want to present our research titled Improving Grammatical Error Correction based on combining algorithmic approach and sequence-to-edit model. Grammatical error correction is a task of correcting different kinds of errors in human written texts. Text quality is crucial in many domains, so systems for sentence corrections have been developed for a long time. At first, such systems used algorithmic approaches such as dictionary-based spell-checking systems or rule-based systems for grammar and style improvements. Then statistical approaches were used, such as statistical machine translation. Recent development of deep learning systems greatly increased the performance of grammatical error correction systems, but there are still unresolved problems, which are described in this research. For grammatical error correction, sequence-to-sequence approach is widely used. The problem is that unlike in text translation task, for error correction not so many changes need to be made in the input sequence. Usually, it's only one small change or no changes are needed at all. As shown on the figure below, only one word needs to be changed to correct the whole sequence. But in sequence-to-sequence approach, the whole sequence needs to be regenerated autoregressively, which requires additional computational resources. To overcome this problem, sequence-to-edit approaches are developed. Another problem of deep learning approaches is inconsistent corrections. For example, one error can be fixed in one sentence but skipped in another, which is not clear for users of such system. To overcome described problems, new deep learning model architecture is described in this research. The first step in error correction is searching for erroneous tokens in an input sequence. Such error detection is reduced to a binary classification problem. Transformer architecture has shown great results in many natural language processing tasks, so the base model for error detection is a pre-trained transformer encoder model like BERT, Roberta, XLNet, Modern BERT, and other models pre-trained on different languages and different domains, like medical domain or others. Input sequence is processed using transformer encoder model. Then the outputs are transformed to correctness vector by classifying each input token as the one that needs to be edited or that doesn't need to be changed at all. For classification, fully connected layer with sigmoid activation function is used. The strong side of some algorithmic methods, like dictionary-based spell checker, is detecting the position of the errors, but such systems struggle to offer good corrections due to inability to analyze the context. The positions of errors given by such systems are predictable and controllable by user. For example, in spell checking systems, the user can add unknown words to a dictionary by himself. To create a hybrid model, the results of AI model and algorithmic approach are combined using logical OR operator, as shown on figure below. The result is a correctness vector produced by a combination of AI model and spell checking system. In order to process every error in the text separately, the correctness vector, which was obtained at the previous stage, needs to be split into chunks, where a chunk is a continuous sequence of ones. As shown on the figure, the correctness vector is transformed into a matrix where each row of this matrix contains a single error. When error positions are known, the next step is to generate edits for those errors. To perform this, highlight and decode technique is used. It was introduced in multi-headed architecture based on BERT for grammatical error correction. It uses transformer decoder to generate edits for selected parts of input sequence. As an input for transformer decoder, the output from transformer encoder model is used. Incorrect tokens are highlighted by adding a special embedding vector whose length is equal to hidden size of the model. This allows the decoder to focus on selected parts of input sequence, and this embedding vector is trained with the whole model. So for each error found on the previous step, encoder's output sequence is highlighted and fed into the decoder in one single batch to process it simultaneously. As a result, text edits for each error are produced. So the general scheme of developed system is shown on the figure. Pre-trained transformer encoder model is the core of the model. It is used to process the input sequence, which is then used to detect errors using fully connected layer and generate edits using transformer decoder using highlight and decode technique. Error positions found using AI models are merged with positions found by algorithmic system. In this research, as an additional system, the dictionary-based spell checking system was used, but any other system can also be used. Found error positions are used to highlight encoder's last hidden state and fed into decoder, where edits are generated. The result of the system are edits to the input sequence. If no edits are required, they won't be generated, so computational resources won't be used on its generation. As it was said, any pre-trained transformer encoder model can be used as a base model in a proposed solution. To select such model in this research, an experiment was conducted. 3 models were compared: BERT, Roberta, and Modern BERT. To compare models, they were used in a system and trained using write and improve Loch Ness dataset. Then trained models were compared using validation part of same dataset using precision, recall, and F0.5 metrics. The results are shown on the figure. The strongest result was shown using Modern BERT model, so it was used as a base model in this research. Model training is performed in 2 stages: pre-training and fine-tuning. As the available human label data is insufficient, the synthetic data is used. Synthetic dataset is created by applying the most common error patterns to correct texts. In this experiment, the C4 200 millions dataset was used. Overall, 5 million sentences pairs from synthetic dataset was used on pre-train stage. For fine-tuning part, 2 datasets were used: write and improve Loch Ness and co-edit. Combined, these 2 datasets have 50,000 sentence pairs. Trained model was tested on validation parts of write and improve Loch Ness and co-edit datasets. As during pre-training model selection, same metrics were used: precision, recall, and F-score. The results are shown on the figure below. To get the impact of combination with algorithmic approach, pure AI model was compared to hybrid model. As it can be seen, results are not very different. That's because write and improve and co-edit datasets have relatively low amount of misspellings in the data. That's why, to evaluate the impact of combination with dictionary-based system, synthetic spelling error dataset was created using texts from book corpus dataset by randomly adding, deleting, and moving characters in random words. Then the system was evaluated on given dataset with and without the combination with dictionary-based spell checker. The results are shown on the figure. As it can be seen, precision is not affected much, but hybrid system has better recall, because of more of available errors were corrected by such system. As a result, the development system has next advantages. The system uses computational resources more effectively, because only incorrect parts of text are rewritten, and if there are no errors, no edits are generated. Hybrid approach allows control system's behavior more effectively by controlling algorithmic part of the system using dictionary or rules. The ability to use variety of different pre-trained models makes the system universal and allows to train the system for different languages and domains. However, the described system also has a limitation. The edits are generated simultaneously and independently in order to make the system compute efficient, but it causes the inconsistency of correction, because each edit is generated without the information about the other edits. Another limitation of the system is the inability to perform natural move operation. In this system, move operation needs to be divided into 2 independent corrections: delete token in one place and insert this token in another place. As further development to improve system error correction quality, additional data can be used for training. Additional high-quality data can help the model to generalize better on the task. Also, it is worth mentioning that this approach that was described in this research can be applied not only to grammatical error correction tasks, but also to a variety of natural language processing tasks that require text changing, such as text rephrasing. That's all. Thank you for your attention.